everyone. Hello, YouTubers. This is Anonymous T. Hope you're having an amazing day today. Today, I wanted to briefly discuss the drama of the fallout of the Common and Tiffany Haddish breakup. And first and foremost, I think everybody but Tiffany Haddish knew that this was never going to last. This seems like a pandemic situationship that ran its course, and that's all it was. I don't know why Tiffany didn't get the memo. She's now doing like all these different interviews, basically saying that Common lied about the reason that they broke up because he gave like a PR statement that was like, hey, we both have busy schedules. I wish nothing for the best for her at this time, blah, 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 blah. And she obviously does not like that energy and really wants to air him out, and even said in one of the interviews that allegedly they already had like some sort of intimate tryst recently. And it's just like, who cares? Like, who cares? Does she not know how Common moves? He is your conscious HOTEP that does the same thing with every woman. Who has he ever been engaged to? Who? I'll wait for you to list the women that he's been engaged to. Who has Common been married to? Who's Common's ex-wife? I'll wait. Oh, wait. Anybody? Going once, going twice? No? No? Okay. Yeah, so Common has not been right since Erykah Badu dumped him over the phone in 2002 and told him that, she didn't want to be with him anymore because she liked another guy, and it was deuces, and it was a wrap after that. Since then, Common has been full savage and has never indicated to any of these women that this was going to go any further than what it was going to go. However, Tiffany seems to be the only one that didn't get that memo. And maybe Angela Rye. Because, he's been with Taraji B. Henson. He's been with Serena Williams for, 4 years. And even she said it wasn't, as serious as what it seemed at the time. And she was confused because after they had broke up, he was still doing interviews about her, making it seem as though they were still together. And she was completely lost because she was like, we broke up, dude. Like, what are you doing? Why are you using my name for clout and for relevance? And even with this thing with Tiffany Haddish, like, she was bragging to anybody and everyone who would listen that she was, hooking up with Common. And it was like, who cares? Like, it was like, okay, like, is he like the biggest prize that you've ever landed? Is he like the most attractive man you've ever been with? Like, why are we gassing up Common in 2021 nonetheless? Why are we doing that? So that right there told me that this was never going to last. And then by it taking so long for Common to even confirm that they were a thing or to even publicly discuss her, took forever for him to even low-key claim her. I knew he wasn't serious. Common does the same thing. He is a lifetime bachelor until he is going to actually need somebody to take care of him. And that's going to be on that. And if any woman thinks that they're going to change Common, good luck. Because ask all of his exes how that worked out for them. Common just seems like he is just in it to hook up with these black celebrity women, typically around the time when they're either on the rise or at the height of their career or whatever. He wants to gain the clout off of them. A lot of the time, they're either more famous than him at the time, or have more money than him at the time. So obviously it's beneficial for him. But then once he is done and already has a new chick, then it's deuces for him. And it's the same thing that happened with Angela Rye. Like, I don't think he liked her either. He liked the clout that he got, from her political commentating and being on all these different networks and being on CNN. So he liked the fact that he could get that opportunity to get himself on TV, to spill his, HOTEP, spirituals and everything else. And then it was a wrap. And then he just did enough to make her think that they could still be a thing. And then once he got tired of faking it, and once he got out of the publicity that he wanted, then he was completely done. And it's the same thing with Tiffany Haddish. But the one thing I will say in regards to Common is, like, you knew this was going to end badly with Tiffany Haddish of all people. So I don't even know why you went there. Like why you even went there, dude. And also, you need to deal with your childhood trauma. These people who, keep getting in and out of these relationships with these women, and they refuse to commit, they refuse to make anything serious, but then they waste your time for 2, 3, 4 years. Like, it's not worth it. Like, get some help, talk to a therapist, get your stuff sorted out. as to why you have commitment issues. Because you should have known, Tiffany, Common is a professional time waster. Like, I don't understand why you are the only woman who didn't get the memo. Like, it's well documented how Common moves, and I just have no idea why you didn't do your research first. Why didn't you get, the whole facts on Common? Like, why didn't you're in the same industry as these other women. Why didn't you call up the exes and find out what happened? And why Erykah Badu so boldly dumped him like he was an afterthought to her. like all of the information was easily available to you to tell you how Common moved, but you were so geeked that somebody who was as attractive as Common was, was low key, whatever you guys were doing, whatever your situationship consisted of, except for he still wasn't publicly claiming you until the 11th hour. And by that point, I knew the relationship or what situationship or whatever it was going to be over soon, if not already. Common got what he wanted and then he bounced. And now you are dying. You are dying to spill everything and all the little sort details. But the problem is you're going to do this and thinking it's going to make Common look bad. But in reality, it's actually going to make you look bad. It's going to make you look like you're the one that's bitter or feel a certain type of way. Because either you wanted to end it on your terms or you wanted to slow things down and play the field, and then you wanted just Common to stick around. But whatever it is, whatever the real reason is that you guys are over, trying to, drop these little shots at him, just isn't becoming. It just isn't. And then to say, like, Common's, Common, quote unquote, the common denominator as to him being the issue in all of his relationships. But Serena Williams is the only ex that's married. So that argument really doesn't make any sense. Because you're single, Taraji's single, Erykah Badu is semi-single to some capacity. I mean, I don't know. But, was that supposed to be shade? Because you're single just like he's single, just like his other exes are single, except for Serena. So I don't get the shade in that. Like, that's not really shade for me. Because in order for Common to be the problem, that would mean that all of his exes were unable to move on. But at one point or another, they all did. And then they all are single again, except for Serena Williams. So how is it that Common's the issue at that point if they're single once again? So I just don't understand when people are bitter about breakups, or you're bitter that he gave a PR statement, which is actually the best thing he could have do considering his F-boy shenanigans. Like, I don't even know why you would be upset about that, but then it just shows that you're not polished in this Hollyweird situation. You're not, he's a pro at this. He's a pro at dating these celebrity women, so he already knows the game. You're not a pro at this. So therefore, you're going the wrong route in trying to air everything out to make him look bad, but in fact, it's going to make you look bad instead. It's going to make you look like you're the one that's pressed, that you didn't have control over the situation on how the dynamics of everything was going to go with Common, and you didn't want to be the one to call. You wanted to be the one to call the shots, and that didn't happen for you. So now you think trying to air things out in these interviews is going to make you look better and try to make him look like the problem. But the problem is everybody already knows that Common is a problem. Like, everybody knows how Common moves. And I just can't believe that you fell for the okie doke. Like, why did you do that to yourself? This was a pandemic situationship that went longer than what it needed to. And, everybody knew it except for you for some reason, which is hilarious in itself. But I knew when it was announced, when you were bragging willingly to anyone and everyone who would listen that you were involved with Common, I was like, oh yeah, this is a total pandemic situationship that is not going to end well. And sure enough, here we are. Because wasn't the breakup announcement like already a month ago or over a month ago? And you're still talking about him in interviews already? Like, what is going on? What is happening? So again, people, do your research on these celebrity men. It will save you lots of time. But anybody like who knew how Common moved would have told you that this was never going to end well. That you should have just kept this casual if that's really all you wanted out of this, and kept it moving. But the minute you want serious or commitment or kids, Common is not your guy. And everybody knows that. Except for apparently Tiffany Haddish. But everybody else apparently knew that. Or at least had the wherewithal, like Erykah Badu, to quickly drop him when, she didn't see it for him anymore. And I think that's what it is. I think, some of these other celebrity women, they think at first Common is all these things. And then once they realize who he really is, then they're like, oh, a lot of smoke and mirrors here. A lot of F-boy tendencies here. All right. See ya. Except for Tiffany Haddish. Except for Tiffany Haddish thought that she could, dictate how this was going to go. And it didn't end well for her, unfortunately. So that is that. Hopefully we don't get any more interviews about Common. Because honestly, this is probably one of the few situationships that I don't understand is why it's even making headlines. But I know Tiffany is going to say more because she wants to reveal all the dirty details so badly. Like, she cannot help herself. So I'm sure we will be hearing from her again about Common at some point or another, sometime very soon. So that's on that. Those are all of my thoughts on the matter. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys agree or disagree? Those of you who reviewed my channel for the first time, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you guys view some of my other videos. Those of you who've been back multiple times, thank you again for the continued support. I am grateful and thankful and appreciative of you. And please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my page. Also, do not forget to hit the notification bell so you are notified the instant that I post new content on my channel, so you are up to date with the latest. And as usual, happy holidays to all of you, and I will talk to you guys again very soon.